to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be getting ready on camera, but it's also going to be, excuse me, my bra strap's falling down. That always happens to me. But this is also going to be my minimal summer heat resistant makeup, if that made any sense. I just haven't been wearing as much makeup off camera, if any makeup. Sometimes I just wear no makeup because it just feels good. But these are kind of the products I've been using lately to like combat the very hot weather we've been having. When I got back from Japan, I promised I was never going to complain about the heat again because there was just something different about the Japan Tokyo heat, and I said I'd never complain again, but of course I'm home, and yes, it's dry heat, but the last 3 days we've had very humid, muggy heat and it feels just like Japan, and I'm like, no! But it's been very hot, and this is just what I've been doing lately to the face if I am going to wear makeup. So, much less products than I would normally use, but it's still kind of a lot of products. Not a lot. You'll see. We'll get into it right now. In an effort to save time, because I always have to wait for it to dry on camera, I already sprayed my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. I love this stuff. It's just really moisturizing. I tend to have dry skin. Even in the sweltering heat, I have dry patches, so this, it just feels good, and it just is a nice base between my skin and the makeup, and I've just been using this for I think a couple years now, and I really, really like it. So I already spritzed that, and I've mentioned in other videos I've been a little extra when it comes to primer lately. I have been using, oh, this is so expensive, I hate using this on camera because I feel so bad, but I'm gonna be honest, and that's what I've been using. This is the Capture Total Dream Skin Dior. I don't even know what this is. It doesn't give much of an explanation, but I looked it up online. I've talked about this before. It says to use it as your last step of skincare before makeup, so it's basically a primer, and it just makes whatever foundation you put on top of it looks so smooth. So I pump just a little bit into my hands and I just rub it all over. It smells good, it feels good. It is priced, like really pricey, like over $100 pricey. I did not pay for it. Octoly sent it to me, so I feel bad mentioning it, but I just want to be truthful. It is what I've been using. Will I repurchase it? Probably, absolutely not. I cannot spend that much money on a primer right now, but I've been enjoying it while I have it. I will say though, two comparable primers, oh, it's right here, that are still expensive but not as expensive is the Marc Jacobs Coconut Primer and the Too Faced Hangover RX Primer. They both have that kind of just like moisturizing, your makeup's gonna go on really nice over it kind of feeling. So these are a little bit cheaper if you want something similar. And then after that, I'm going in with another primer type item. This is the Milk Makeup Blur Stick, which I mentioned in a favorites video. I don't think I've mentioned it since. I am obsessed with this, like so obsessed. It is a miracle product. I think a lot of us suffer with large pores like in the middle of our face, and this just fills them right up, and I don't know how it does it, and I don't care. I just accept the magic. So let me get my mirror. So I just kind of swipe it onto where I want it, and then I kind of press it in with my fingers. And it's a mirror, like every time I use it, I'm just like, how? Why? It's incredible. So I usually do a little on my nose, but mostly in this area around my nose. I've been using this for a couple months, and it still blows my mind every time. I use a little on my chin just because that's kind of where I get breakouts, so it just kind of helps blur them a little bit. And then I do have some like larger pores on this side of my forehead. I don't know, just kind of in the T-zone. Like I said, I just push it in. Next, I'm gonna go in with the Laura Mercier Smooth Finish Flawless Fluid Foundation. I'm in the color Shell. I'm currently using this because I have a little bit of a tan from all my travels, and it's the only foundation that matches me right now. And this foundation, I think, may be discontinued. Somebody told me it was discontinued, but then whenever I go to link it for you guys, it's still always there, so maybe it was reformulated. I'm not quite sure. But I've been using it because I love this, oh, hello. Hello. I've been using it because I love this formula for summer because it dries down like a powdery finish. So put a little bit on my hand, and I'm using my Morphe Beauty Sponge that I've still been obsessed with. May have put way too much on my hand. And I'm just going to put that on. You guys, I mean, I don't want to say that for sure, but like I don't see the need to buy a beauty blender anymore because this one is so freaking good. And it's lasted forever as well. So like I don't feel like the longevity of it is any different from the Beauty Blender as well. It's just, it's crazy good. And it's only $7. And I'm not a Morphe affiliate or anything, I just genuinely like it. Gonna bring it down the neck. Oh, gotta finish the forehead. And just using a Beauty Blender for summer makeup application is a little bit better just because, I don't know, I feel like it's not as heavy and it thins things out a little bit. And if I ever do build up coverage, it's around my nose area because that's where I get the most red. And I like to blot it in as to not smear around my primer and my blur stick, and I find that that doesn't mess with it at all. And I'm doing a good job of getting under my eyes because I'm not going to be using under eye concealer today just because it's too hot, and the less products the better. I'm going to use a spot concealer though on, I just have like a couple breakouts down here. This is the Benefit Boi-ing Airbrush Concealer, which I haven't talked about yet. I purchased this right before my Tokyo trip because I ran out of my NYX concealer and I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? So I just went to Ulta and I tried this out and I really liked the way it felt. Really liked the way it felt. So I'm just going to take a little bit on my finger and just dab it over my chin zits, my chin pulls, and just kind of any area that needs a little extra concealing. But I really like this concealer. It's like lightweight and doesn't feel heavy or crazy, but it gives you like a good amount of coverage. Then I'm just going to go back over that with my Beauty Blender very softly just to blend it in. I need some chapstick. I bought the Sephora Almond Lip Balm. I don't know how I'm feeling about it, to be honest, but I've been using it anyway. Before I set with powder, I'm actually going to go in with a cream contour stick. This is the Hoola Quickie Contour Stick from Benefit. I love this stuff. I did a first impressions video on it and I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about this, but after using it for a couple months, I love it. And it's great for summer. So, I'm just going to take the stick and draw it where I would normally contour. This just like honestly dries down to a matte or a powder finish, and it's cool. I'm just gonna do my nose a little bit just because it's fun. I'd like to have options in blending this out. I have the Morphe E8 brush, which is just kind of like a nice, short, dense, fluffy brush just to like buff it in, but I also use the pointy tip of my beauty sponge. So I usually start with this and then just go over it with the beauty sponge afterwards. I've said nothing while I've been blending this, I apologize. But then just to make things a little more natural, I go in with the Beauty Blender. See, and it's just a nice bronze. And it truly does dry down to a like powdery finish and it doesn't move. It's amazing. However, I am going to use a little bit of my Laura Mercier translucent powder, which mine is freaking broken. Like a whole chunk of it fell off right there and like it's just a huge mess, so I never really use it, but I'm going to use it today. I'm going to take my Sigma Tapered Highlighter F35. I haven't used this in a long time. But I am just going to set under my eyes and my eyelids because I'm not going to use any shadow. Oh, and we've already creased. My eyelids will always crease if there's any type of product on them, so I gotta set them. And this is a heavy-duty translucent powder, so it will keep things in place. It can be a little drying, which is why I don't use it all the time. Definitely gonna set the mustache. And where I put that concealer. There you go. Now I'm going to do some blush. I'm just going to finish out the face before I move on to the brows and eyes. I mentioned this on Instagram stories a couple days ago, but I actually recently picked up the Butter Blush in Natural Glow because I think the Butter Blush they sent me in Natural Glow is not Natural Glow. I don't know if I got like a prototype or what, but this is what they sent me as Natural Glow and this is what's in stores. So I'm happy to have another shade, and I love this shade, so it kind of stinks because I've been promoting this shade so much and it's not what's actually being sold, but I'm gonna give this a shot today. I actually might mix it with the Butter Blush in Vintage Rouge, which I've been loving with the little slight tan that I have. I'm gonna mix them. That's what I'm gonna do. And my favorite blush with these is the Morphe G8 Blush Brush. But I love these blushes. They have the best staying power. They stay on all day. They're the only blushes I took with me to Japan. I did bring all 4 of them, and I used all 4 of them, so I don't even feel bad about it. But I'm just gonna dip into Vintage Rouge first and apply to the cheeks. I'm just using my Sigma Duo Fiber Powder Blush Brush to blend everything out. Now I'm going to go on top of it with the Natural Glow just to see what happens. Ooh, that's nice actually. Just like a blush topper today. Even though I'm going to use highlight because let's be real. I'm going to go ahead and finish off the face before I do the brows, and I'm using this Kevyn Aucoin Neo Highlighter in Sahara Golden Rose Glow. And it's kind of this ombre highlight, which I got from Octoly, and I've been trying it out. It's not my favorite highlight I've ever used. It is nice. It's just like a really finely milled powder. It's there, but it's subtle, which I like for summer in case like I start sweating a whole bunch, but it still like gets the job done, as you can see. So I just put it on the highlight points of my cheeks, tip of my nose, under my brow bone, and a little bit on top of my brow. And now for a no fuss, no muss brow look, I'm going to be using my Gimme Brow, which I love. I need to get my brows done so badly, but I'm waiting until this upcoming weekend to get them done because I have my high school 10-year reunion. Isn't that crazy? I need them to be looking sharp for that. See, it's just an easy, quick brow cleanup that adds a little bit of tint and fibers and holds them in place. And I'm just going to finish out the look with a couple coats of my favorite mascara, the CoverGirl Clump Crusher, but of course I'm gonna curl them first. I'm sure you guys are so tired of seeing me use this, but it's just the best, and I can't use anything else. I don't want to. And even though I don't get the waterproof formula, I find that this doesn't transfer, it doesn't flake, it's very heat resistant, so I would highly recommend it for the heat as well. I wore this every day in Tokyo and never had a problem of it like transferring. I'm not a huge fan of waterproof mascaras. Okay guys, so that is it for my well, I'm not gonna say sweat-proof, sweat-resistant makeup that I've been using the past couple of weeks. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will have all of the products linked down below. Let me know some of your favorite sweat-proof makeup items. A lot of people have been doing these videos lately and I've been taking notes because it's been real hot. If you would like to subscribe, please do so. I will have my little face up there. You can just click that and you'll be subscribed. I'll have some videos and some playlists right here you can click, and I'll have my social media info up there in the corner. I love you guys. I'll see you next time and I hope you have a great day. Bye.